Hey guys, it's Sean Clearing with Vital MX. We're at the Good Ride Charity Tanks for Troops event here at Fox headquarters with someone that doesn't really need much of an introduction, but Carey Hart. So talk to us a little bit about what's going on here tonight.
Well, I guess to start from the beginning, myself and Big B, kind of like my right-hand man, we started this charity. We're a 501c3. We started Good Ride 4 years ago. We're going into our 4th year. And really kind of what this spun off of is, as I've jumped the fence from motocross to working with Indian and on V-twin motorcycles, me and Big B found ourselves at a lot of events. We go to Daytona, we go to Sturgis, a lot of motorcycling events. And through my motocross career, I enjoyed supporting, different motocross charities, but I always want to start something for myself. So as I got into V-twin motorcycles, we kind of realized there's a huge amount of V-twin cultural people that come from either active military or veterans.
Okay.
And my wife's side of the fence, her family is all either active duty or veterans. So long story short, me and Big B want to do something for veterans. It's very, very close to V-twin community. Yep. We started this event 4 years ago, and this is actually our second Tanks for Troops. Right. And what we did here is, thanks to the good people at Indian, they gave us 22 motorcycle tanks. We reached out to a bunch of different artists, tattoo artists, helmet painters, motorcycle painters, whatever it may be, and they painted all these tanks, and we've been running a live auction for the last 7 days. And this party is to kind of wrap up the last 2 hours of the auction to kind of bump up the sales.
Well, that's awesome. So how are the artists chosen? I mean, is that you or is that other people? I mean, a group?
We're only into our 2nd year on this thing, so really it's just kind of an outreach through, we have like Chris Wood from Air Tricks that does all the Red Bull helmets. I have friends of mine who are tattoo artists like Franco Vescovi. So really it's just kind of like our network of friends between Big B and myself. Yep. I pull some of my tattoo influence people through my businesses, through motocross helmet paintings, and then once again, as I've jumped the fence into V-twin, we have quite a few motorcycle painters here as well.
The big bikes that you ride now, how did that start for you?
It was honestly, I stumbled upon it. So going back 5 years ago, I got invited to be the Grand Marshal for Sturgis. It was a bucket list for me. I've always been into V-twin motorcycles. I've always had them. Like one of my first frivolous purchases was an old FXR. And I went to this event. I customized a bike that I bought that year to ride out to Sturgis. And after that, the phone started ringing. Shortly after that, I got invited to be on one of the builders on Hot Bike Tour. And it just kind of slowly snowballed, and here I am 5 years later, and one of my main priorities is being a brand ambassador for Indian and building custom bikes like this one behind you, all while juggling riding motocross still.
So I see you racing a little flat track.
Yeah.
Does anything from motocross translate to that? Anything?
It does.
Okay.
I would say my strong point, one of my few strong points in flat track is good starts.
Okay.
and holding it on a little long into the turns.
Okay.
So those are about the only two things for me personally that transfer over. I've never done any kind of form of flat track racing.
Yeah.
This series the Hooligan series has gotten very competitive. I do a couple of races each year. I just kind of have fun with it. But it's just, for me, it reminds me of growing up as a kid doing amateur motocross. Yeah. We all show up in vans. No one takes it too serious, and we drink beer and race around in a circle.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Lastly, I've seen on Instagram, riding with the kids and the family. Is that something they're into, or is that something that you want the family to ride together, or is it like, oh, dad rides, we'll ride, whatever? That's
kind of a tricky question. I actually got my wife riding motorcycles when we first started dating 18 years ago. And now that I have children, I want them to ride, and I don't force it on them. Yeah. We live on a nice farm. I want to be able to go do some dual sporting with my kids. I got a cool little track at my house. I want to be able to ride with my children, but I can't say I want to go chase amateur nationals with my kids.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the consensus among a lot of ex-racers and freestyle guys. So this is a really cool event, and we really appreciate you and Indian putting it on. And is there anything else you want to add?
I'd like to just say, thank you to everybody that's bid on these tanks. Just so everybody knows, throughout the course of the year, we do 3 charity rides, typically Arizona, Sturgis, and then we have a third one later in the year, typically around a rally. You don't have to be there to support it. You can purchase an entry for a veteran, and what that does is that pays for their seat. They get fed for the day. They get to go for a motorcycle ride, have a great time, all while raising money for Good Ride and Infinite Hero. So go to our website, goodriderally.com, click Purchase a Ride for a Veteran, and we love your support.
And I'm assuming people could find Instagram handles and stuff on there too?
Yeah, we're really simple. At Good Ride, both on Twitter and Instagram. And once again, our website is goodriderally.com. If you forget any of that, just click on my page, and I'm always talking about it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Thank you.